What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop, and we got our Chevelle, the Crewville. It's getting close. We got our blueprint installed, we got our FTI installed, we got our lemons installed. One of the final things we got to do is install our Holley Sniper 2 system. So we got the Holley Sniper 2. It's good for 650 horsepower, but I have been told that it will go further than that. So we have a whole bunch of Mr. Gasket fittings. We have fuel filters, regulator, and of course we got our hoses too. So we also have, tucked up in here, is our fuel pump. And you already watched that video of us installing the tank and retrofitting this fuel pump into it. So we got to figure out where lines are going to go, where our fuel filter is going to go. I do want to run the lines inside the frame here, just to basically protect them. So that's what we're going to do. We got some fittings to install up here, and then we can start routing some lines. We got our hole here, and we got our Holley pump. We got our vent, our out, and our return. So we're gonna get those put on there, and I didn't even think we're gonna have to get a hole for these wires to come through, but we'll get a grommet and stuff like that for that. But yeah, we will get our fittings on there, and then we can start routing some hose. So we got everything we need here to plumb this, and we are changing these out to bigger fittings. And the reason we're doing that is so that we have the bigger fuel line, so that we can run more fuel when we need it. What's that quote from Days of Thunder? I'm gonna give you a fuel line that holds 5 more gallons. I can't remember, but yeah. So we got a big fuel line. We're gonna get these fittings put in. So when you're building custom stuff, you always got to build custom brackets and stuff like that. So our fuel filter, we had to build this bracket. Show you where it's gonna go. I gotta get the right bolts because I won't be able to tighten them. But it's gonna mount right there, and then our fuel line will kick into there, and the back will come down from up there. Actually, it'll mount right there. So that's tucked out of the way, but you can still access your suspension bolts. And that's a big thing when you're building a car like this. You gotta leave access to everything in case you need in there to do something. So we're stuck on getting that mounted, so we're gonna let this thing down and we'll work on some stuff up front. Okay, so we're gonna get our Holley Sniper on the engine, so then we can start figuring out our return. So on this, from your fuel filter comes directly to the pump, and then out this side you go to your regulator. So we're gonna mount our regulator on the front of the engine, close to it. You want it close, so that's what we're gonna do. So one thing I did get was the Holley Sniper install kit. So this comes with gasket, like your gaskets, and it comes with two barrel one, which is nice because I run a Holley 4412, and that'll work for that. So it comes with all your intake bolts and stuff. So, and then it's got some throttle body for different kinds of throttle cables. So we'll be able to figure out exactly what we're gonna put on here. So I want to get this on here, because then, I need a gasket on there, because then I can see where I gotta drill holes for electronics, where stuff's gotta go. So And for where we're mounting our fuel pressure regulator, our throttle cable, what we're doing with that, because we might have to make a bracket or buy one, I'm not sure. So yeah, that looks really good on there. We could probably do the distributor too. I'll have to read up on that. We got the HyperSpark distributor for it as well. We just decided to get everything Holley, so just it'll all work together and be nice. So get this bolted down. Probably get the air cleaner mounted for it too, just so we know, or tape this off so nothing's getting in there. But it's starting to look like something. This Blueprint Engines 540 is gonna scream soon, guys. So it's getting closer. You saw the video with us getting this engine installed, and very soon we're gonna have first fire up, but we're gonna show you everything it is, the plumbing, all that stuff with this, the wiring. With these Lemons headers, we got to figure out how we're gonna keep stuff from getting hot, essentially. So yeah, it's coming along. So we're at the point where we can drop this distributor in. So with the HyperSpark system that we got, it's pretty easy. You set to top dead center on the compression stroke, and you position the rotor where you want your number one plug at. You drop it in, and then they have a fancy tool, and then you index your distributor to that. See how easy it is. I'm hoping it's as easy as it sounds. All right, so once we have our distributor in, and so you point this where you want it, obviously, but this still moves, so you have to index your distributor, and that's what this tool is. Put it on there, and then you turn it until it locks onto it. So now your distributor housing is indexed to number one. So then you put a mark right here, and then that's where you put your cap on. I mean, it's foolproof. They said it was idiot proof, but I guess I hate putting distributors in because I always either miss a tooth or I'm 180 out or something like that. But this process makes it super simple. So that's what I came up with for our fuel filter. I just welded a bracket on the side. We'll have a 45 that goes that way back to the tank, and then this will go into the frame. And I'm ordering some rubber edge trim, it's called, to make my own grommets for around this stuff, so it's not rubbing on metal. But turned out pretty good, I think. It's up, tucked out of the way, shouldn't have any issues. It's easy to get to if I need to get to it. So we got our return and our out hooked up here. I'll take you up and I'll show you the rest. Alright, so I still got some routing to do, but they come out from right over there and then up over top of here, down there, and then they come into the frame here. So I am gonna put some rubber around those, either rubber hose on them or something. So I just got this fitting to put on, and the back end of all the fuel is done, except for the vent off tank. We'll figure that out here shortly, but they come up through there, same thing. I'll have a grommet on that, and yeah, we can work on some stuff up here. So we got our fuel system about 85% done, I'd say. somewhere in there. I'll show you what I got. So we got our fuel pressure regulator here, which will have a gauge on it. We will have a short hose here to here. And then back there, I'm not sure which way this is gonna come, if it's gonna come forward and then down and then over and back and down. I just haven't decided yet. I got everything the way I want it now. It's just routing some stuff. So I'm building a couple hoses and trying to remember which is which. One's return, one is supply. And then I can't remember which one is which. So yeah, we're getting there. We changed out the fittings on the Sniper so that it takes the size 8 hose rather than what it was. And we did that because hopefully when we convert all this to bigger for what's gonna go right there, our Pro Charger, I'm hoping we can reuse some stuff. It's not very likely, but I'm hoping. All right, guys, we're all finished up pretty much with our fuel system here for our Holley Sniper. Once again, we used the Holley dual fuel pump. It's a retrofit kit. It's gonna power this thing whether it's got the Sniper or if we put something else on it in the future. So we're one step closer to firing this up. The old blueprint is starting to get dressed up. So there's still a lot that needs to be done, like tightening stuff down. I gotta get a different throttle cable because this one just ain't gonna, I don't wanna use that. But yeah, so what we did, we ran our fuel lines up through the fender. And basically why I did that is so that we'd have more fuel line for when we upgrade our engine in the future. I'll have a little bit more line to work with. So yeah, I gotta take this bracket off and paint it, tighten stuff down, and she's good to go. So we're getting real close to firing up the Blueprint Engines 540. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting excited. I gotta figure out some exhaust. That's one thing I haven't thought about. I do have the old exhaust off the 355 that was in it. It is 3-inch exhaust. It's straight pipes basically, it would work. But yeah, so that's it. That's how you install fuel system. Again, I've never done this before. I did YouTube a couple things. I did ask a few people for advice. And if you've never done something like this, that's the best thing you can do is ask questions. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, all the things. Like once this thing's on the street, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it and I don't want you guys to miss it. Thanks, guys.